Very warm good afternoon to you, Efrem.
Thank you for having me. You too as well.
Well, I'd like to introduce this once again. My name is Catherine Waguti, as you know. I am currently the CEO of Premier Cat. This is a company that's trying to inspire students, and not only students, but in general, a lot of people. So I'm having you here because I did realize you're quite involved in a lot of school, academics, and even out of school. So, could you actually just tell me more about what you do out of school besides academics?
Well, most of my extracurricular activities involvement are actually based on campus or at least related to the connections that I met here on campus. I go to events, whether that be with the UNHCR or with other groups, and of course, you know, playing soccer. That's part of the activities. But most of it is just here on campus with different groups. Yeah.
What motivates you to do all that?
Well, it's about the cause. Um, my involvement usually is either with anything that has to do with refugees and migration,
Okay.
or business and entrepreneurship, student leadership, and those are the things that I believe. So refugees, helping refugees, providing them education, very important, but also encouraging students to get involved, take on leadership roles here on campus, uh, also quite important.
I remember I did work with you actually last semester with the WUSC, and I could see how passionate you were about the whole refugee
Yeah.
situation. And as you can see, the world is not very humanity,
Yep.
patient. What do you think as a leader, as you see yourself? Do you see yourself bringing in more refugees in the coming years to Cotton or supporting it?
I do support that, and that's one of the reasons why I took part with WUSC. But in terms of the refugee crisis and how it should be resolved, I don't believe that sponsorship is the end goal. The end goal is to resolve the issues back home that are causing the refugee crisis, whether that be political repression, unnecessary civil wars. The problem should be dealt there. And so, sponsoring refugees, resettling them to another country is positive, but it's not the most positive step we can take.
So I see somebody's trying to talk more against the sides of Trump because, as we all know, Donald Trump is very much against the refugee situation. So, do you think the refugees are going to flee from the United States and all come to Canada? And if that happens, how are we gonna go about that crisis? In your
Uh,
opinion?
that's a tough question because I don't have an answer for that. But I will leave it up to Trudeau to decide that. Yeah.
I see, I see. But anyway, again, ladies and gentlemen, we've been discussing the situation of leadership, especially in school. And Ephraim, again, we go back to you in terms of the leadership topic.
All right.
How do you define a leader?
A leader, huh? This is actually the second time I've been asked to define what leadership is, and for me, it's about motivating people, motivating people to take on a role. It's not about doing the work; it's about finding ways to motivate people and lead people to actually get things done, whether that be delegating tasks, finding common interests between groups, and acknowledging everybody's strength, but also weaknesses, and basically finding ways to get the work done. Yeah, that's leadership to me.
And do you think our professors are basically leaders?
Our professors,
Yes.
yeah, I would say yes. It really depends. There are professors that are there to teach, and that's great, and they're good in their fields. There are also professors that actually motivate students. So, to me, yeah, if you're motivating anyone, that's leadership to me.
I see, I see. And some students always say you're born a leader. Other students say you become a leader.
Yeah.
So what is your what side do you take?
I'm a realist, and I take it the most realistic way. No one is born a leader.
Really?
Everyone is born at the same level, and the people that take steps and take action on issues they care about are the ones that become leaders.
Okay.
Because if everyone was a leader, then there wouldn't be any problems. So to me, are you born a leader? You're born with the potentials, with every potential to be a leader, but you're not born a leader. What defines your leadership is what steps you take to construct yourself, to build yourself with the great leadership skills.
I see.
Yeah.
And when it comes to leaderships, there's always some failures, and not only in leadership, but because we're in the student life, we fail quite a lot in the exams. And how do you go about failing in a lot of your roles
Uh,
as
it's,
effort?
I mean, failure is part of success, and if you don't fail, you don't succeed, in my opinion. They say entrepreneurship is about being told 100 times that you can do something, but it's still having the courage to still keep pushing. So if you're gonna be a leader, don't be scared of failure, especially if you're young. That's the time to make all the mistakes, and that's what makes you a leader.
I see. Um, can you count the number of times you failed from the moment you joined university?
No, I'm not that great in math, so I can't count them.
I see.
Yeah, and I don't count my failures. I just learn from them
You learn from them.
and move on.
That's great.
Yeah,
And how often do you make your life goals?
every day.
Every day.
I have my agendas every day on my on my phone usually, but my life goals are pretty much set. So you always have to have goals. You always have to write down what you will do for the semester, what how you want your life to be in 1 year. And if you don't have that, that's for me. It actually stresses me out if I don't have that. That's the first thing I do.
I see, I see. But right now we're to a point in the semester where it's either you have a D or an F, or you're dropping out of the course. Is there any way you can avoid it if you haven't been setting goals?
Yeah, even dropping out of the class is an answer. It's not a bad thing. And getting a bad grade is not a bad thing. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a great thing, but it doesn't set you to failure. If you're stressed out, you can seek academic support. I work at the career services, so I understand how stressful it is. So there are counseling services. There's always a way to get out of trouble.
I'm actually quite happy how Carleton University offers services to students. I did recently see Shaping Us, is it Skyline?
Yep.
What is that about?
So that is a student union building. Maybe the president of CUSA should have had a chance to speak up about this because he's very passionate. But basically, the project is to build a student union building owned by the students.
Okay.
So that, from what they're saying, it should be, if the referendum passes, there should be out by 2021 or 2022. So basically the university center, but that is actually owned by the student union buildings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that mean the students will have their tuition for free?
Tuition?
Yeah.
No, because tuition is different, and those are fees. So it will be a $40 levy extra that students will have to pay for the building once the building is constructed and ready for use. But I support it because it provides more space for clubs and societies, including boardroom meetings, conference hall. It provides 24/7 study spaces, which is very important. We don't have that on campus now, and every student can use that. It also provides a co-working space. So if you're looking for to have a meeting with a group of your friends, whether that be for your business or for any other activities you're organizing, there will be a co-working space where you can actually go there and have a place to discuss. And that to me is important.
So all the clubs will be part of that.
Yeah, so there will be more boardroom meetings that clubs can book and students can book to use it. So similar to the library rooms, I believe, but there will be boardroom meetings where clubs can book and use it as a space.
I see.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna carry this whole interview next time there.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you something actually. Now that you did mention the word entrepreneurship, do you consider yourself as a businessman or as an entrepreneur, or do you see yourself becoming one?
I consider myself an entrepreneur, or at least I hope to be one. I'm actually on the Hatch program.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm trying to build my own startup.
I see.
So maybe next week I will release the website,
Oh,
and it will be fun
nice,
because
nice.
the website will provide a lot of opportunities for student leaders.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and that's what I'm trying to do. So I would say I'm a social entrepreneur in many cases, but or at least I hope to be one.
What what brought about the confidence that you have towards bringing up this initiative? What gave you the confidence?
Well, the demand for it. Well, so to give you a context, the website will be providing professional development opportunities, so including internships for students, fellowships, either for students and graduates, conferences, either essay or business competitions. So it will be similar to like Indeed and Kijiji, where people can post their opportunities and the public can view it. But currently there is no one just like dedicated for internships or fellowships, and that's what I'm trying to bring up is a platform where a youth can find professional development opportunities. So what motivates me is the fact that a lot of students ask for it. A lot of students are looking for internships. They're trying to meet individuals in their fields, but they don't know where to start. And that's where I'm trying to break the barrier at is providing those list of opportunities.
Wow, that's actually interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. So in 2-3 weeks, the project should be launched. And
All
yeah.
the best, all the best.
Yeah, so that's my Christmas gift to everyone.
Okay, okay. Santa came quite early.
Yeah.
And has that been a long-term dream?
Starting a startup has been a long-term dream. The idea of starting that specific project came to mind during the summer when I went to Kenya for the United Nations conference. People ask me like, "What did you find? Where did you hear about this opportunity?" And there are a few websites that provide similar opportunities, but mainly tailored for international opportunities. But they are not for Canadians. Usually, they're for Europeans and for Africans. So, but there's not one for Canadians, and that's what I want to create. Is okay. Well, everyone has that. Why don't Canadians have it? And Canadians demand as much as other people in terms of professional development opportunities. So, that's the idea came just during the summer, but the idea of having a startup on the side has always been my dream.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And have you always been involved in leadership since you were a kid, or you just began where you came to university?
I would say since grade 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when I started getting involved in the student council, the student senator, going to the, OCDSP, whatever they call it, meetings, and getting involved with federal and provincial elections. Yeah.
That's interesting. And what is your advice to someone who has no idea what to do in their life at the moment? They're into leadership, maybe,
Yeah.
but they're still shy. They don't have the confidences yet.
Yeah.
How would you, since you're coming up with this professional development, how would you go about encouraging someone
Well,
to begin?
it's if you see any opportunities, first thing is to take action. Just apply. If you don't apply, you don't get it.
Okay.
But if you apply, you will either get it, and in the worst case, you don't get it.
In the worst case, you don't get it.
Yeah. And in the other case, you get it.
Okay.
So you don't lose anything. So just take action, apply for any opportunities you find, and now it's going to be accessible at careop.ca. So you won't have the barrier of, even if you don't know where to start.
I
At
see.
least there are platforms. And there are platforms that exist as well, even at Carton, the career services. So, but the key is to take action. If you don't take action, you don't get anywhere. And if you're fearing, and everyone is qualified, so don't question yourself about that.
So the first step always matters.
Exactly. And if you don't take the first step, you don't get to the next step.
I see. And any long-time life goals you have at the moment? Or do you like dreaming big? Do you like setting long-term goals? Or do you like setting short-term goals?
I no, well, I mean, you always have to have big dreams. Also, I have so many big dreams,
Okay.
but at this moment,
It's more school.
it also shifts, right? The key is like I'm motivated to do great things. I don't know which exactly because I'm still like
I see.
fucking fourth year student here, so
You're almost there though.
almost there. So yeah,
Are you moving straight into the work field?
coming back to Carleton for masters.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you see, you love Carlton, I see.
Oh, I
You
mean,
love Ottawa. Which of the two?
I don't like Ottawa. Well, right now I like Ottawa, but I like Carleton more. And but now it's half. It really depends, right?
Okay.
At this point, I don't really care about places. I only care about opportunities. Yeah. So
So, for any students out there looking for opportunities, as you've heard, Efrem is about to begin his personal development uh,
yeah.
website to help you all. So you should keep in touch, Efrem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a few weeks, when the website is launched, you will find opportunities, whether that be internships, fellowships, scholarships, conferences, where you can all attend and build up your resume. What I would encourage students is, you don't have to go to my website. There are so many other platforms as well. Get started. The earlier you start, the better. It pays off at the end. Yeah.
I see. Efrem, anything else you need to say just to wrap up this interview? It's been quite a pleasure having this talk with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Second of all,
Thank you
good
for
luck
coming.
with good luck with your project. It sounds interesting. One keynote: support the student union building referendum. That's important. I know students are fearing because of the fees and so many other things, but at the end of the day, it benefits students. And if you have questions, reach out to your executives, ask them, and if you have concerns, honestly, from the most neutral point of view I can give, use this as an opportunity to raise the issues that matter to you, and go talk to your executives. That's their job, and they're happy to answer it, frankly. So that's what I would say, and stay blessed.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this interview. Thanks to our cameraman, Demut. He spent his time to come and do this short interview. Efrem, all the best in your school.
Well,
And
thank you.
I will put Efrem's details right there, down there, so you can reach him. Thank you so much, ladies.
Amazing. Thank you.